All right, what's up, guys? And yeah, this is real. And yeah, it's kind of my fault, but I think it's gonna be a good thing. Um, Valorant has been a pretty important part of my channel because my Valorant content was pretty much the original content that made me boom. But due to recent actions, I don't think I'll be supporting Riot anymore, and it is partly my fault. I am not the nicest person when I get put in a corner. I get upset a lot, pretty easily, and when I do get upset, I often lash out, especially if someone lashes out at me first. I remember in this game where I was already tilted because I was negative. I was retaking C, and I get killed by a Odin. I called the dude the FAG word, got a 2 week con ban, and I left. This game, right here, another game where I'm doing bad. The game was ending, it was about to be over, and someone decided to call me out, tell me I'm trash, uninstall the game, whole 9 yards. I decided to stand my ground, and I called him a bitch ass nigga, nigga shut the fuck up, and I told him that I would suck his dick. According to Riot's terms and services, this is how it works. You get it for 14 days, you have a 1 day suspension, a 3 day, a 7, a 2 week, and then you jump right from 2 weeks to 365 days. Now, this could just be the end of the discussion. I fucked up by telling someone I was going to suck his dick, and now I'm not allowed to play the game for an entire year. But it is very confusing to me that instead of just getting a simple comms restriction or even a team play restriction, I get a whole entire Valorant ban. It is also even more confusing that they accuse me of intentionally trying to lose a match. With this in mind, I do bring it up to support, and it seems the only thing that they can think about is the fact that I told someone that I was going to suck his dick. And I quote, after reviewing your comms transcript, I've manually verified that our voice evaluation system correctly placed this penalty for a confirmed violation of our term of service section 7, and this penalty won't be overturned. However, this wasn't the penalty that I was talking about, because it seems that the penalty that I was getting was intentionally trying to lose a match. If I was going to get a comms penalty, then I should have gotten a comms restriction penalty. If I'm supposed to get a, and I'm guessing I admit it, I admit it, I did a comms violation at the very last minute of the game. I probably do deserve the penalty. However, going from a 2 weeks comms ban for calling someone a slur word all the way to getting permabanned from the game basically for an entire year is quite a huge leap. Also, in your terms and services, you have can I troll, flame, threaten, or harass people while using Riot services? And I believe this is the part that pretty much made me quit Valorant. Because I then went onto TikTok and started doing some research specifically about the message that I have received. And apparently, this happens a lot. There's a story of a woman who recently started playing Valorant, and basically, these guys were threatening to kill her. They said they were going to rape her, and all sorts of things and stuff like that. She called them a little man in the text chat or whatever, and she got a 1 year perma. She basically got a 1 year game ban. Thankfully, she was able to post it on Twitter and was able to get her account unbanned. Her compensation was that her account will only get banned for 1 week and not an entire year. That incident in general and how they handled it by giving her compensation by only banning her for a week tells me everything I need to know about Riot Services and how they decide to handle their issues. There are also other accounts. There was an account of a guy who, well, he was 28 and 19, and he ended up having to go AFK for a second in order to get some food. He comes back, and he's banned for a year. I'm going in comments on some of these videos, and they're explaining very minor or offense or stuff that aren't even offenses at all, and how they're getting the ban hammer. The final straw for me was when I watched a YouTube video about how a woman closed out Valorant one day, and then the next day she opens up Valorant and she's permanently banned. Not 365 days, no, banned forever. Her account gone. Never able to play Valorant again. After some digging around, she discovers that the Valorant software apparently discovered that she had Red Dead Redemption mods and freaked out over it, thinking it was some type of cheating software, and ended up immediately permanently banning her. After this, she did contact staff and Riot support and everything, and she eventually found someone who she was able to explain the situation to. However, that Riot dev or whoever it was explained to her that it would be unfair of them to relieve her of her permanent ban. Yes, they said it would be unfair. And yeah, that's kind of where I draw the line. I can understand if I'm getting punished for being toxic in comms. But there are some other aspects as well that I want to focus on. First of all, the first example. She called these guys little man while these guys were sending her death threats and like, oh, we're gonna rape you and stuff like that. My recent duo partner that I've been doing her with, she had to force herself, she had to, my recent duo that I've been playing with, she had to change her name. She changed her name from her actual name to a more masculine name because she kept on getting harassed by people. And these people, nothing was really happening to them. So, how can you say that we're not allowed to threaten or harass people while using Riot services? However, the people that are initiating the threats and the harassment aren't getting any sort of bans or anything, while the people simply retaliating to defend themselves are the one getting their accounts suspended. I am also especially confused and curious on the flame comment. This is just something that happens in competitive games. Sometimes you're just going to get flamed from being a shit teammate. Sometimes it's really, really funny, and sometimes, yeah, it can be a bit harsh. But if everyone is being flamed, if if according to your terms and services, flaming isn't allowed, majority of your Valorant content creators that you have given Valorant gun buddies to should not be playing their game anymore and should be banned off of your game. It is very clear that you guys have favorites. And yeah, it's pretty upsetting. And then we have the girl with the Red Dead Redemption getting permanently banned. Man, and that's just ludicrous. And then the way you guys end up solving problems. I asked about why I was banned for intentionally feeding when really it was just a bad game, and you bring up my comms. Why am I being why are we bringing up comms when I got banned for throwing? If I'm banned for comms, let me know. But this is ludicrous. You told the girl who was simply defending herself, well, that they would unban their account, but your compensation is that she still gets a 1 week ban. Why didn't we just uninsta ban her and I don't know, maybe throw on a riot gun buddy or something? But instead, your compensation is the fact that instead of a year ban, she gets a week ban. And to my friend with the Red Dead Redemption situation, the devs dead ass telling you to your face that it would be unfair to unban you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't I can't work with Riot anymore. I'm sorry. And that's it. And this is probably going to end up being the death of my channel because I refuse to support a company that does this. And I know that I'm a nobody. Like I only have 48 subscribers and stuff like that. But hey man, I built this channel off of my Valorant videos. Valorant videos has the most views on my channel. And yeah, this channel is built off of Valorant pretty much. But yeah, that's not gonna be a thing anymore. I'll probably still be playing Valorant in a year. They'll probably release like a new cool character and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm unbanned now. Let me hop on Valorant and make sure that I like don't make sure to let me just mute everything because apparently you can get banned for a year just for saying little man." I can only imagine how cooked I'm gonna be once they find out that I said I'd suck a nigga's dick. But overall, like, yeah, I'm cool with it. You know, ban me for like saying the N word and all that stuff and everything and stuff like that. Um, yeah, that's cool. I deserve that. But also the way, yeah, hey man, y'all kind of messed up with the little message that it sent me. Cause then I started researching. Like, if they would have said comms abuse, okay, sure, I would have tried to fight and say that like a year is like da 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 da. But you know, Valorant devs be pulling up comms. Like they'll pull up your comms in a heartbeat, brother. And they'll be like, "Nah, you said this." And remember, like a month ago, you also called someone an FAG word. So yeah, you're getting a 1 year ban. So that's like, all right, fair. But your system said that it was intentionally feeding. That made me look more on the internet, and I kind of just see that Riot Games is kind of just screwing everybody over. So it's cool though. Um, Valorant's a cool game, pretty cool gunplay. But yeah, I will no longer be posting any sort of content, not just Valorant, but from Riot Games in general, ever on here. Thank you.